General Vombatkere, wonderful to have you here. We'll talk about the specifics in a moment. But what does this mean for hundreds of people in our country who have sedition slapped on their heads and are waiting for justice? What does it mean for these individuals?
I think it means that there is immediate relief for them, because those who are charged with sedition and who are in prison now can apply for bail. And those who are charged in sedition charged with sedition can also, it will be stayed. The investigations in that case will be stayed.
General, is it your worry that this is a temporary step and that willy-nilly, since this government believes that the law of sedition should be there, it will come back, albeit in a changed form? Would that be good enough for you?
No, I don't think that this is going to come back in that sense. It is an interim order for sure, and it is not final. And this interim order was given because government made a U-turn and said that they would review the sedition law. But the judicial examination of the sedition law will continue.
General, what the government was proposing is that from now on in the future, assuming that they go ahead with this plan, at least an officer of the rank of SP or more senior would be the people who would be deciding whether a sedition case can be slapped on somebody or not. Is that something that's good enough at all? A lot of people would suggest that that is a step forward, but perhaps it comes nowhere close to ensuring that this law isn't used to target individuals.
No, we are looking for the entire law to be struck down because it is ultra vires of the Constitution, Article 19(1)(a), read with Article 14 and 21. So specifying the level at which FIR can be filed is meaningless.
When the government says that there is a clear demarcation, this is what Kiran Rijiju, the law minister, said, we have a clear demarcation of boundaries and that Lakshman Rekha should not be crossed by anyone. It appears, some would suggest, that this was a very strong criticism of what has taken place. Does this statement perhaps set the path ahead that this is a government which is going to object to sedition being removed as a law altogether, and that their sense is that the Supreme Court has overstepped its mandate? Is that a matter of concern for you, sir?
I don't really know what they mean by Lakshman Rekha, because there is already separation of powers, and the government and the parliament are competent to review this law and strike it down if they wish. Yep. But in the meantime, there is a case before, a number of cases before the Honorable Supreme Court, and they will take the judicial view of this and examine it and give an appropriate order. So this, in fact, is separation of powers between the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary.
General, I must ask you, why did you personally choose to get into this battle, a battle of sedition? It's obviously a battle against sedition. It's obviously something you felt very deeply about for a number of years. Why did you feel that you needed to be one of the key petitioners? In fact, it is your petition, General, that the Supreme Court responded to. It names you over there. Why did you get into this, sir?
No, the reason for my petition being named there, I am not sure why, but there are a number of other petitions. All of them are equally valid and will be considered by the Supreme Court. But the reason why I stepped into this is because in my service, in fact, every soldier, sailor and airman of all ranks of the three armed forces, they take oath on the Constitution to defend the Constitution even at the risk of their lives. And the country's borders are being defended by the armed forces in order that people within the country can sleep safely and enjoy the freedoms and the rights which the Constitution of India gives. So that is the reason for my taking up this case.
All right, so General Vombatkere named in that petition, it was his petition, there were many others, but the Supreme Court responded to him specifically in putting away, at least for the moment, a temporary hold on the sedition law. The government would need to rework it. Will it be dropped in its present way? One way or the other, there's relief for hundreds who've been slapped this colonial era law, political vindictiveness, many would suggest.